Happy New Year, guys! What better way to kickstart off 2026 than doing a setup tour as the first video into the new year right here on the channel. A lot has changed with the setup in 2025. The studio? I think I can call it a studio. I do play here, but I use it more for work and for making YouTube videos these days. And a lot has changed since the last tour, starting with the charging station here in one of the corners of the room. I got sick of fumbling for cables, having crap everywhere on charging the studio in a clutter. So I set up the station with the IKEA Alex straws and SKADIS Pegboard to keep everything right here. I now charge my camera batteries, my power banks, my PS5 controllers, my phone, my laptop, and pretty much anything else that needs it right here. I've got my IKEA FADO Lamp set up here too with an RGB LIFX globe for a bit of background accent lighting and also to set the vibe. And I've got my most used cables right here on the pegboard for easy access, along with the PlayStation Portal and my DJI Mini 2 drone and a few other bits and pieces. And right above that, I've got some of my favorite DC superhero comics in frames. Now you may not know this about me, but I'm a massive DC Comics fan. Mainly Batman. I know, it's typical, but still, I have a few first issues from some of the new 52 series in frames for some wall decor. Now right next to the charging station is the TV setup, and the TV itself had a decent upgrade with the TCL P7K, which was a great improvement over my previous TV. I've got a long-term review of it up on the channel if you do want to check it out. And right next to that is the PS5. Now, this is the 30th anniversary edition slim console, but I've currently got the Ghost of Yotei faceplates on there because I just finished this game, and if you haven't played it, trust me, you're missing out. I love that game so much that I just wanted to keep the faceplates on here for a little while longer. Now the PS5 itself isn't actually connected to the TV. It's connected to the monitor on the desk setup, but we'll come back to that in a moment. Now the TV and the PlayStation are both sitting on top of the IKEA PS Locker, which has come in handy as it provides a lot of storage space. And being a tech channel, the boxes are pretty endless, and I do tend to keep those boxes, just in case. And I've still got a couple of items in here that I actually haven't opened yet, but we'll visit those in future videos on the channel. Alright, to the right of the TV setup is the PC stand. I've got the PC sitting on top of an IKEA Alex cabinet. The PC itself isn't anything over the top. It's actually a few years old. It's geared more towards 1440p gaming, as it's got an RTX 3060 Ti, an Intel i5 14600K, and 32GB of RAM, two 2TB M.2 NVMe's, Corsair AIO, Corsair fans, and a Corsair case. The components are quite old and it could do with a bit of an upgrade, but with today's prices between RAM and GPUs, I'm in no real rush as it more than does the job that I need it to do. Inside the Alex cabinet, I've got my physical games from PS1 through to PS5, my Game Boy Color in green with what little games have survived through countless moves, and I've also got my first mic in there that I've used for the last year, but I've recently upgraded, and more on that in a second, but that's pretty much it here. Just a few more boxes and bits and pieces at the bottom. Alright, now on to the main event, which is the desk setup itself. There's been so many upgrades here just over the last few months alone, and I'm so excited, but I'm also incredibly grateful because if it wasn't for you guys watching the videos, none of this would have been possible. Alright. The entire battle station is sitting on the IKEA TROTTEN white desktop and black frame, which has a Govee RGB light strip running behind it. As for the main star of the show, there's the LG 27GX704AB WOLED monitor. It's my first OLED, which I'm currently testing for an upcoming long-term review, and the PlayStation is actually wired to the monitor. The monitor itself is mounted to the desk with a Vivo monitor arm. I've got the MSI Pro MP165 portable monitor right in front of that one. And look, I'm not big on dual monitor setups, so this is convenient and it more than does a job on what I need it for. Now, back to the mic upgrade. I recently grabbed the Rode PodMic paired with the RodeCaster Duo, which has been such an improvement to the audio on the channel. I've only made one video with it so far, and I could already tell it's going to be a game changer for the channel. Now, you might think it's overkill with the RodeCaster as it is a podcasting setup, but I've got big aspirations for the future of this channel. I want to build this with you guys, and I'm a big believer of future-proofing when you can. and you never know what the future brings. Alright, more on the audio upgrades is the Edifier MR4 studio monitors. These things are so crispy clear, it gives me a much better idea on how my audio will sound compared to the previous Pebble speakers I had, and overall gaming and movie watching experience is so much better. It's crazy that these speakers make it feel like the audio is coming right out of the monitor itself, like right in front of me. It's pretty wild. And let's not forget the headphones. I'm using what you'd call an old but gold, the Sennheiser HD599. Now these were recommended by an audiophile and for good reason. It doesn't need any amp or DAC to power it, but since I connected it to the Rode mixer, it definitely has improved in quality and volume. These are open back so you can hear everything around you, but the crazy thing is that when I'm playing games, I often scare the daylights out of myself because I think that sounds in-game are happening in my house when I'm alone. Like, it's pretty crazy. Now I drive this setup with the Acco and Monsgeek M1 keyboard, which I've been using for well over 6 months. And this thing not only sounds good, but it's so smooth to type on, and the build quality is pretty great. And as of the last few weeks, I've got it paired up with the Logitech MX Master 4, which is a very comfortable mouse to use, and the haptic action button on the side has come in very handy. And if I'm being honest, I've gotten pretty lazy because I've got my usual programs and websites all loaded onto it with macros for some things to load up my workflow. For a large part, so far at least, it's replaced a lot of what I do with my Stream Deck, which is also still on the desk. And no desk setup is final without an IKEA fake plant. I've got mine in this nice eucalyptus green pot plant, and it's just the right amount of color for the setup. Oh, and let's not forget about BB8. He will always be right here with me no matter how many changes I make over time. Oh, and there's also my Stormtrooper too, but he had an accident a few years ago when my nephew was younger and he had watched one too many Star Wars movies and practiced what he saw on the Stormtrooper. Alright, so right above the desk I've got my Lego F1 Mercedes car that I framed myself in this IKEA RODALM frame. I made the poster on Canva and got it printed locally, and then I fixed the car to the frame with a bit of chicken fence wire. It currently is half hidden behind the monitor, but I need to raise it a little, which I'll do soon. To the left of that, I've mounted the IKEA donut lamp, which the name I can't pronounce, but I'll have it written down in the description for you guys. And that's connected to a Tapo smart plug to toggle the power from my phone. And to the right of it all, I've got another SKADIS Pegboard where I've got a couple of keyboards and mice on, some stationery, and a label maker. I usually grab the NuFi Air 60HE and the Superlight GPX2 when playing games on the PC, so again, I wanted them in easy reach and not taking up cupboard or desk space. Right above it all are the floating lag shelves where I've got displayed my two favorite consoles I grew up on. I've got them up here because every time I look at them, they remind me of simpler times, I guess. Plus, they make for great decor. I've also got my Switch up here, which to be honest, I haven't been playing much. I've got another fake plant and some Lego Star Wars helmets and Luke Skywalker from episode 6. Now for a few random items that finish the studio off, I've got a small rig cob light, which is the RC120B model, and I've got that with a lantern softbox to light up the room, which again is connected to another Tapo smart plug to monitor the power usage and to toggle it on and off. I am thinking to change this over to a dome softbox though for better cinematic moody lighting, as I am trying to change to a more cinematic style for my long-term review videos, which I'm still learning how to do. I've got a basic office chair from a local retailer, which isn't too bad. It's more comfortable than the cheaper gaming chairs that I've had before it, and I've got rollerblade wheels on it to make it easier to move around on the floor mat, and I've got a IKEA footrest along with that too. And finally guys, the last but not the least is my cable management setup. There are only 2 wall outlets in this setup. One is behind the charging station, and the other is the eyesore you see right here under the desk. So I've done my best, but basically I've got server racking down here to run cables through the back of the PC and run them up the cable raceways attached to the desk legs and into the AC pipe duct that I've got screwed to the underside of the desk, which if I'm being honest, it was probably one of my proudest additions to the setup because it was such a budget and such a useful option. I've got the duct cover cut into 2 smaller pieces so then I can easily open and access all my cables and USB hubs. I've also got a power board in there, and it all looks clean under the desk. Like there's no huge dangling cable mess under here, and everything's super easy to access. And of course, I do have the usual clips and Velcro zip ties that every other YouTuber uses throughout their cable work. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Make sure to drop a like on this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and yeah, subscribe to the channel. There is so much coming in 2026. A new video is planned for every single week from now all the way up to the release of the Samsung S26 Ultra, which I'm planning to get. So subscribe and watch so you don't miss the journey till then and beyond. Thanks for watching everyone, I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you all right here next week.